race.
Oh, it all falls down. I'm telling you, it all falls down. Oh, it all falls down. I'm telling you, it all falls down. Oh,
My name is Rachel Zellers. I am a PhD 2 in DICE here at McGill. Yeah, I do think McGill is a very unique place departmentally for so many departments in the way that it constructs whiteness in this very umbrella way in the classroom.
Hi, my name is Chris, Christiana, the government name, and I study an honors in women's studies, and I have 2 minors in philosophy and political theory, and I am a floor fellow at McGill. A big challenge is like enjoying school. I've talked to a lot of racialized students in this space who like hit a certain point where they're like, I don't like this school. There's nothing about this school that I like. And it's like even trying to think about something like, what is it about this school that I like? They don't offer the courses that I need or want. So like me, I did an exchange somewhere else and the courses were amazing. So broad, so rich, different ideologies. We talked about indigeneity, we're talking about racialization, marginalization, ableism, all of these like really theoretical concepts that like are so embedded within our society's structures, discourses, systems that McGill just doesn't offer. So developing this sort of like academic nihilism where you feel like, like why am I here? Why am I studying? Why am I reading, Rousseau for the 13th time? I don't care. Like things like that is a big challenge. Partying is a big challenge because sometimes, after like having all of this academic nihilism, you just want to like go wild, like just boom, like hit it, like, and McGill just doesn't offer, not McGill specifically because you can go outside of the city and experience the city, but I think like a big challenge, and I was explaining to a friend the other day, it's like something like frosh, something as simple as frosh that we don't think about is particularly privileging to certain bodies who party in that way, such that like, I'm not a drinker, and I'm not saying it has to do with my racialization, but the type of music that is played at Frosh, the type of events that we have at Frosh, things like that don't necessarily cater to all different ethnicities, such that some ethnicities feel left out, feel disenfranchised, and don't feel included in what we've constructed to be a McGill community.
Safer space has become such a white dominant concept that it usually only seems to mean the acceptance and inclusion of a certain kind of queer person. So safer space means we don't say faggot, we don't say dyke. That's being safer space. We're okay with gays getting married. Nothing is really ever extended beyond that, especially I find in the resident space. We talk about safety, but not about the risk involved in empowering racialized bodies, racialized persons. We talk about comfort, but not about, how awkward it is to address white privilege, or cisgender privilege for that matter, or able-bodied privilege. People are always seeming to promote their own agendas, and in the hierarchy of minorities, I find in the university space, it's white gay people who seem to have the monopoly on safer space creation, and that means necessarily that a lot of other political agendas get forgotten. The truth is, there is no such thing as a safe space, and I am even suspicious of this idea of a safer space, especially in a context like McGill where norms of the majority are so heavily prevalent and dominant. Like when we think about what McGill is, it's like it's an elitist institution made to push forward the norms of academia, industry, heteronormativity, all of that to say in plain language, the words that people would use where I grew up, a lot of white straight folks doing the talking. And so if there's going to be a safer space created, it's usually because some rich white straight person is feeling benevolent. And I really mean this in a general sense. Like, there are, of course, marginalized persons working for equity at McGill. There's no question. But if there is an institutional decision made to create a safer quote-unquote space, that's because the man, as it were, who rules us all, has decided to assuage white guilt by creating that space. And what that means is safer spaces are always created on the terms of the dominant majority. Marginalized bodies enter them, and maintain them at the goodwill of the white heteronormative majority.
Hi, my name is Erin Linklater. I am a U3 political science student at McGill University. Prior to that, I grew up in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, and I am Vuntut Gwich'in. That is a First Nation in northern Yukon. I graduate in April from McGill, and I feel like looking back on my life one day, I'm gonna think about McGill as being a really formative experience, because of my education has been I used to think I would want to go into law or Aboriginal law or something like that, and McGill political science is very much geared at making you a good Canadian lawyer or something like that. And I think what it's actually done has made me realize that that's not really complicit with the Indigenous view of what a good life is, talking in political theory terms, and it's forced me to struggle with that and struggle for finding out what it is that how I would define a good life, and how to be critical of all the information given to me. So I think almost being in the structure has really forced me to struggle and find a different avenue and really question what I want. So I think that I'll look back on my life and think, oh, McGill was really formative. It will be formative because of how obviously it reflects the values of Canadian society and how obviously I didn't fit in.
Race.
It all falls down. I'm telling